Howdy doody, boys and girls.
How's it going, sheeples? So who out there's making fake emails and sending rude emails and then deleting it? Huh? Why don't you send me one and don't delete your email so I can reply? Gutless pieces of shit. That's all I gotta say. I resined it back in yesterday.
Oh yeah. What was it spinning in the handle, was it?
No, it was vibrating, and then I noticed it spinning a little bit, and then it just pulled out in my hand.
Yeah, right. What you should have done while you had it out was grind a little flat on it.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did. And then put it back into the handle with some epoxy or whatever.
Look, there's the edge of the flat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Because I found with our summers, they're so hot sometimes that the handles actually shrink.
Yep.
And then the blades turn in them. So that was the way I fixed them, was just grind a flat on them. A little bit of Araldite and put them back in.
I remember you saying that last time. That's why I did it.
Oh, right. Oh, what? You remember some of the things I tell you, do you?
Yeah, don't let everyone know, though.
No, jeez. That'd be too much, wouldn't it?
Yeah, bloody oath. Pixie.
G'day, JP. This is a ghost from times past. G'day, Joy. Joy, heat causes wood to shrink. Metal to expand, but wood shrinks. G'day, JP. How are you?
Not bad, mate. Yourself?
How you going, Jamie?
How you doing, mate? You good?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Good.
How's things over there?
Late, early, however you want to look at it, mate. Very hot at the moment.
Very hot.
I'm sort of feeling your pain.
You wouldn't know what heat is.
Yeah, I guess you could be right. Hello, Joy.
Yeah, it's 20 to 3 over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a whole 15 degrees today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we got a bit hotter over here. It got to the point I had to stop doing what I was doing in the workshop and get out of there. It was too hot, even with a door open.
Haven't got a fan in there?
Nah. All my fans are on YouTube.
Oh, you got to get them to come over and help you. They'll keep you nice and cool, I'm sure of it.
No,
Yeah.
that's...
For years, I've struggled trying to get it warm, and now can't get it cold.
I can see you and I are going to have an argument, Joy.
How you going, Radar? Anthony, how you going? How you going, Joy?
G'day, Anthony.
Wood doesn't shrink, it loses mass.
It shrinks.
That's what I keep telling my missus.
Yeah, that happens with age, Jamie. I'm sorry. Speaking from experience.
She says she's being contradictory on purpose.
Yes, I know, yeah. Playing devil's advocate. Sure you're not a politician, Joy?
Hello, Radar.
Radar is Anthony.
Anthony.
Yeah.
I should know that. He comes to my premieres.
Yeah. Whereabouts are you based, Radar? Anthony?
Oh, Joy's broken her toe. Sorry to hear that, Joy.
Yeah. Just who did you kick to do that? Not your mother, I hope.
So we turn and say just a hollow form vessel pot thing.
Yeah. The operative word being the last one, thing.
You turn in a thing.
Tennessee, United States.
Oh, there you go. I know a couple of people there. Oh dear. So I've done a little bit of experimenting today so far. It didn't do what I expected it to do, but it still looks cool, so I'm going to carry on. I'm not going to let out too much, but I was experimenting with glue.
With glue?
Glue, yeah.
Oh, yeah. G'day, Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Good day. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad, mate, not bad.
How you going, Bob?
What, as a decoration type of thing?
Giving the Undertaker, giving the Undertaker a run for his.
Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
Jamie.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah, I'm
basically.
giving-
Go on, Bob. Go on.
Oh, I was going to say I'm giving the Undertaker a run for his money.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing? Coloured glue?
Yeah. So basically, I'm putting glue on top of a bowl, and then not any kind of glue though. Yeah, I guess you have to wait and see.
Yeah.
And then spray painting over the top of it, so because it'll have a certain texture to it.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. I've done the same thing, but just mucking about, not on live, but it's very hard to get the lacquer or whatever to stick to the glue in some cases.
Yeah. So I might as well just tell you to us. I don't even if someone else might want to try. So what the backstory behind it was just before we'd done the virtual craft festival, the night before, I thought, you know what, I might as well clean up my lathe, make it look nice and pretty, and all that kind of stuff. Well, I put some WD-40 on it, sanded the bed, and all that kind of stuff, made everything go nice. And then I got some PTFE spray as well that I was going to put on the bed of the lathe. So I picked up what I thought was PTFE spray, right? Sprayed it, and it turns out it was carpet adhesive. All over the bed of the lathe. So I then went on for another hour and a half to try to get that off. Like in the middle of the night, just before the craft festival. But yesterday, just before Wayne the Woodturner's live, I was about to hear one for him, and I looked up and I saw the sun beaming through the window right onto the paint cans. And I was like, that can't be good. So I went out there and started moving them, and that one of them was really, really hot. And I was like, I'm glad I noticed that now before anything happened. So I moved them to the other side of the room. And as I was moving them, I picked up this can of carpet adhesive. And I thought, you know what, that comes out like a bit like a web, if you like. So I thought if I sprayed that on top of a bowl and then spray paint over the top of it, see what kind of effect it might give. But I went overboard with the spray glue, and so it was almost flat. But it's almost like it gave it was almost like it was an exothermic reaction, because it bubbled up. Like there's loads of big bubbles and loads of little bubbles and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I put it outside to dry. Now the big bubbles have obviously they're full of air, so if you pop them, they're gone. But
Yeah.
the rest of it is all rock hard. So I
Oh,
think I might put a few layers of lacquer over the top of that, and hopefully that might try and save the bigger bubbles.
yeah.
Um,
I'll just
and
answer
stiffen it
Joy.
up. Oh,
I
sorry,
just
yeah,
answered-
go on, mate.
Yeah, Joy said not directly. She wanted some burritos from a certain restaurant, and I went to get them. This is her mother. And then some stupid lady in a large white SUV tried to run me over, and avoiding her caused me to break my toe. Should be a law that you have to prove you can drive a big vehicle before you can buy one. Yeah, amen to that one. Jeez,
Yeah,
we get idiots around here all the time. We've got a school just down the road from us, and nearly everybody drives Toyota Land Cruisers or that. And to watch some of them park them, God, it's hilarious.
yeah, yeah.
No, well, Nick Agar uses that sort of technique as well. So does a few other. Like I've put strings of hot melt glue over and then painted and then peeled the hot melt glue off.
Yeah, I've done that one before. The first person I ever saw do that was Mike Walt. But he got it from someone else. I'm not sure. I can't remember where he got it from.
Well, I think Stuart Farini does it as well.
Mhm.
And I've seen it somewhere else before. Stuart Farini did it as well. So, but you can make interesting patterns, like interesting stencils out of hot melt glue, actually,
Yeah,
for random shapes and things.
yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't know anything about that. I'm a spindle turner. And as far
Yeah.
as you're concerned, I don't use bloody carbide, so I'm not a turner at all. And Joy said, on a positive note, her mother enjoyed the burritos. And so she damn well should, Joy.
I never had a burrito until about 3 years ago, I think, for the first time. And that was only because Jake Thompson come over here and he was staying at my house.
Oh,
We'd kind of done a trip of the UK, and we stopped off at a services.
by
ever since then,
services,
like-
you mean a roadhouse, do you? Like a
Yeah,
service
kind of like
station
that.
with a restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah. Ever since then, I've been going in search of them. So I've got an app on my phone that you can order food from, and like, it's got a list of different restaurants. They just deliver it to your house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got that out there. It's called Uber Foods, and there's about 10 of them now. Me and you log in
yeah.
and everything else.
Yeah, I think there's about 3 of them that we've got here now. There's Uber Eats, Just Eat, and there's one other one as well. Can't remember what it's called.
We don't use them because my wife's an excellent cook.
I use them if I need to. Like I'm going down my mate's house and they're watching some films or something like that. That's a sin. People go to hell for things like that.
Yeah.
Well, if he wants to car by turn, then let him.
I don't think you were talking about that, actually.
I know.
Now, this is a serious question, Jamie. Did you
Go on.
start using traditional tools, or you just went straight to carbides?
No, I've always used carbides. I started off with carbides. I have got a set of traditional tools. So here's the deal with me. Right, I started off with carbides. I still obviously use carbides. Now, what's funny is that because I've used carbides a lot and I've used them almost on a daily basis, I can get a pretty damn good finish off of carbides if you know what you're doing with them.
Oh, that's true.
Obviously, if you don't do it the way I do it, you'll end up with torn grain and you'll be there standing there forever. But there's obviously different kinds of carbides as well. Now, not to sound like I'm standing on the side of Easy Wood Tools, but Easy Wood Tools they are by far, and I've used a lot, they are by far the best carbides that I've ever used. And you can tell the difference a million miles away. So a cheap carbide will feel like it's scratching. The best way I could describe it would be like someone running fingernails down a chalkboard. That's kind of what it's doing to it. It's more like scratching the wood rather than cutting through it.
Yeah.
Now I have got traditional tools. I've put out one video, I think, using traditional tools, and that was kind of a requirement of me getting the tools. I honestly, I know how to use them, but my plan is not to put out any videos really using them until I know for sure what I'm doing, like the right way. Now I could stand there and I could hold it a certain way, and it might not be the right way, but it might be working for me. I don't want to put out a video holding it a certain way or presenting it the certain way and it be completely wrong, and then someone sees what I'm doing, copies me, and hurts himself.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair enough.
You know, so until I know exactly what I'm doing and how I should be doing it right, I won't be putting videos out on traditional tools. So what my plan is with it, which I did start doing, was I was going to do like a Learn With Me series. But what that entailed was me visiting other people's workshops and they give me a lesson. And that'd be the video. You know, so I'll travel all around the UK. So I had Wayne Woodturner actually come to my house.
Yep.
And he gave me a lesson. So I've got that recorded. So eventually I'll start putting them all out. But because since then, and then COVID kicked in, so it kind of put everything out of whack. So, but that's my plan, is to eventually travel around the UK and knock on a few people's doors and say, "Can you give me a lesson so I can record it?"
Oh, well, you're always welcome if you come to Australia, the best country.
I will be eventually, mate. I will be. My sister's moving there.
Yeah, I know, yeah. And Joy said that Xena, which is her dog, ate my fortune cookie. Mum asked her what her fortune said. Xena just burped and then wagged her tail. I used to have kids that did that.
Wag their tails.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, wiggle their bum.
Yeah.
Their little happy dance.
Many years ago, when we used to have a dog, I bought myself a Chinese because I was having a pretty good week at work back when I was allowed to work. I had a pretty good week at work, and I've treated myself to a Chinese. So I got myself a Chinese, put it on the table, come back outside to get some cutlery, brought it back in, just about to eat it, and I had a massive seizure and knocked everything flying all over the floor. The dog ate the lot.
Well, it must have enjoyed it.
No, I think it did.
Anthony has a question. Would it be okay to store my bowls in a plastic tote box? Yes, but I would leave the lid off until you're going to actually transport them, and then leave the box open, because you'd be surprised if how a sealed box can build up heat, particularly in summertime.
Yeah, it turned it into a giant greenhouse or a mini greenhouse.
Yes, we had a few crack in the back of the car once. I left them in overnight in the middle of summer, and sort of they stayed there after I'd done a craft show, and when I went out Monday morning, they were all bloody cracked.
Yeah. What about if you wanted to stack them? Could you drill holes in the boxes or something like that?
Yeah, it's got to have ventilation.
Yeah.
I normally chuck a blanket over the top of them as well. And Joy said, "Oh my God, she is so spoilt. No guilt at all in her for stealing my cookie. She knows she's not going to get into trouble for it." Yeah.
Yeah, my dog, it's interesting. He won't touch anything. Well, not quite. There was one of the kids here while they were gaming here a couple of weekends ago had left a cupcake on the floor. And usually that's permission. But he's used to being told that it's okay. But I kept finding it around the house on different places on the floor. He would pick it up and move it, but wouldn't eat it. But he'd always put it near me or somebody that would tell him it's okay to eat it.
Yeah. Well, our dog, we had to train it not to eat anything because we had a lot of.
Shit.
Well,
He just got a catch. You all right, Jay?
We had a whole series of people that were baiting dogs in our neighbourhood, and so we taught her not to eat anything unless she was told to. And you could sit something in front of her and she'd sit there and drool all over the bloody floor, but she wouldn't touch it until you told her to. And they teach guide dogs for the blind the same thing, only its owner can feed it.
Yeah. Now, I've had a few conversations with Chris Fisher about Bamber and all that kind of stuff. The people, like when he's out shopping and things like that, people just come up and just pat the dog and all that kind of stuff. What they don't realise is the dog's working, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've got a blind school which used to be up the road from us, and quite often they'd be out shopping, and I'd always ask them, I'd say, "Oh, do you mind if I pat your dog or talk to her, or him?" Or they'd say, that's fine. He said, a couple of them said, "You're very strange. Most people never ask permission, they just do it."
Yeah.
I said, no.
Yeah, always got to ask.
Oh, that's right. Same as I always ask a disabled person in a wheelchair or something like that, do you need a hand or are you right? Where there's a gutter or something like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times you're more a hindrance than a help.
Well, that's it, innit? I mean, that people get so used to, and so a lot of disabled people, like in chairs and all that kind of stuff, they don't want that. They like to have their own. What's the word I'm looking for? They like to do things for themselves.
Independence.
Independence. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, they want to be classed as. Well, I need to get because I have to say it. They want to be classed as normal.
Yeah, that's right.
But as one of those people, because I use a cane, and it varies by the day for some reason, but that's just typical of Agent Orange poisoning. But I'll go shopping and be pushing a cart, but sometimes I need the cart to be able to support myself. And I've had people several times when I've been shopping that'll stop and ask if I need help. And I'd be fumbling around, and next thing I know, I say, well, a little, but then they'd take their teenage son or daughter that they had and says, help this gentleman what he's doing, at least push the cart for him. Because if I have to get something from a bottom shelf, it might take me a minute or two to stand up again with a cane.
Yeah. Only a minute or two. Christ, I'll be on the floor for 15 minutes.
So the thing that seems to happen now, at least in the neighborhood I'm in, is the fact that And I don't take advantage of it, but I've had people say, well, just come on up to the front. We'll go get in line because there's long COVID lines, of which is true because they're long physically because they separate everybody. They get markers on the floor you move between on the dots. And I'll come up and be very grateful. And several times I've come up and it's been, oh, your basket's over there. And I said, well, I've got to pay for it. No, just take it and we'll help you load it in your car. And I said, well, I have to call for transportation. And they will take you home. Where do you live? And that's amazing. I can see it from vets because vets have been done that type of stuff for years. But some young people are doing it, and I've had it happen a couple of times. The only thing I want to do is get a haircut. I haven't had one since COVID.
Yeah, well, welcome to the club.
I don't need to see that, Rob.
Well, I can trim the beard, but the stuff in the back I can't trim. I can't see it. And my glasses are like looking through the bottom of milk bottles.
What's that? Can't see it, Jamie.
Wood Turner's beard oil.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my camera's not focusing properly. There you go.
There it is. Hampshire. Well, you get enough oil on it when you eat anymore.
Yeah, or you just go and get a bucket of fried chicken or something.
Yeah.
Oh, spaghetti's always good, you know. You can lick the sauce off for about a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a rough time with the dog because he insists on sleeping next to me on the bed, but he makes sure I'm asleep before he sneaks in and jumps up on it. But if I've got food in my beard, I know it because he's right there sniffing at it, trying to sneak it off. And how he can see in the dark, I don't know. It's all from smell. But he insists on laying on the, right now, he wants to lay on the floor. I got an anti-static mat that I stand on because of static electricity. And it's one of these that have the female end of a snap fastened to the mesh within it, and then you get a snap and a ground it. So I have it so it grounds to my lathe. So there's no static between myself and the lathe, particularly in dry weather here in Michigan. In the winter, it's dry. You can get a real poke out of it, just static. But he wants to lay on it under my feet. So I've got to find a mat for him so he can lay on it in the summer in front of the fan. Because I don't have air conditioning in my shop. And all I have
Gently,
is...
Jay.
Is that a Circle Carbide he's using?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So if he just tilts it round just a little bit, it'll act as a negative rake. Let it have less chance of having a cut. And try not to use the back end of the cutter. You want to use the least amount of the cutter as you possibly can at one given time. Yeah, about there, about that sort of angle.
He's got a mark on the handle so he knows which angle the cutter tips on.
Yeah.
But he's doing a good job in there, considering that it really needs a gooseneck or something to get underneath that neck.
Yeah, he's got a nice angle going in there.
Yeah. But I didn't say that. You can't give him compliments. Yeah. He gets a swelled head.
But if he comes back too far, then he catches the back side of the carbide. He had trouble with that last night. He needs, to me, my opinion, he needs a smaller carbide.
Yes. Yeah, so that's one of the bigger problems with the bigger round ones. You get a lot of surface touching the wood at one given time.
Yep. Not
That's
that
why
I
the
use them a lot, but yes, some of
yeah,
the stuff that I do, I have to use carbide because I love deep hollowing. You know, when you
yeah,
start getting it 18 to 24 inches deep.
yeah.
And I got a good friend of mine who beta tests the tools that I have developed over the years before they go to market here. And he's one of the biggest carbide sellers. And he's just complaining right now. I know I heard about it the very first from him months ago, is that Easy Carbide filed a patent on negative rake carbides.
Yeah.
And they filed
Easy,
it in Germany, of which we, as in the States, recognize their patents. But yet people here have been making negative rate carbides for a long time in the metal industry.
Of course
And
they
they've
have.
been using them, and you can buy them in, from the metal industry. So they're suing people for selling negative rate carbides to wood turners.
So what I know is that Easy Wood Tools have got a patent, or they did have a patent pending on the negative rate carbides.
Yeah,
Right, so
they're
I see Jay keeps getting another catch, but I was just noticing the angle of the tool. Jay, did you have that the tool angled down like that, or was that perfectly level to the floor? Because you want to keep it perfectly level to the bed of the lathe.
Yeah, I tend to wiggle it around a little bit without knowing it sometimes. So
Yeah, he
But
tends to
there's
drop. He
Yeah.
tends to drop the handle occasionally.
the
Yeah,
hardwood in this is red and the outside's white, so it's like hardwood, and then I'm going to even harder wood again. So I'm not sure if that's what it's cut or what. But
yeah, it seems like you're reverting back to traditional gouges. So try and keep it perfectly flat and just twist it a little bit, like the amount that you showed us on camera.
yeah, that's what I've been doing.
All right, and
Just
try and keep the smallest amount of cutter on touching the wood at any one time.
Yeah, touch like an angel's kiss.
yeah.
One like that.
You'd be horrified to see this, wouldn't you?
What one's that?
It's a cheap one. No, Jamie, it's a cheap one. The whole
I'm
tool,
not. Mate, that's what I started off on.
The whole tool cost $30.
Nice.
And I get the carbide bits for.
I don't know what the rates are over here. I don't know what the exchange rate is. You can get a set of 3 carbide bits over here from a cheap place. I think Glenteagle, I think it is, for like £15. I'm not sure what that is in Australian dollars. It's about
30.
about 17 American dollars, I think, something like that, around that area.
It's double and a bit for our money to your money.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute.
I bought a bowl from an English turner, and it was $40, and it cost me $73.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's like half and a bit more. I mean, double and a bit.
The carbides are a big profit. They're anywhere between 500 and 700%.
Yeah.
The most expensive part of a carbide is someone packing it. If you buy them right off the machine that makes them, because they're made and packed in a tray, usually a gross to a tray, when they come out of the machine. At that point, they're only about $1.50.
Yeah.
And then they sell them for 12 to 14. So it's good profit margin. It's far better profit than a skew or a gouge. Well, I only use them for deep when I go really deep, and that's when I like really, really small ones. Or
Yeah.
another carbide I like are teardrop ones because then I can rotate it to get the shape I want to fit within the inside for a bottom or something within it, within the hollow
Mm.
form. Because that
Yeah.
way I kind of cheat because I make that shape of the carbide exactly what I want to make for uh, the detail. It's cheating, but why not?
Mhm. I mean, I love my my number one hollower. I've got the pro size number one hollower as well. That's, I mean, that's incredible as well.
Yeah, I beta tested, started about Christmas time. One that they have here, it's like an axe handle. In fact, it's called an axe. And it is so nice to use and it's shaped for us old farts. It's easy to hold
Mhm.
on to. And it's just like an axe handle because you've got the vertical part, it's shaped back and it comes up to a vertical in the back where you can sit and, as I call it, you can steer it. You're just turning it.
Yeah, yeah,
Back in. And then the front is where you're aiming. Because one of the problems with any tool, in my opinion, is it how you use it is that they often want to use the wrong hand for making the move or cut that they need, and
Mm.
they don't know how to dance. I've taught a lot of vets, even amputees. I've taught probably 30 or 40 uh, arm or wrist amputees how to turn because it's a good way of getting rid of anger. You take your anger out in shavings,
Yeah.
and it's easy because with them I only use carbide because you never know the angle that they're trying to hit when they're trying to do something.
Hand warmer mini. You cold, are you, Jay?
It's a bit chilly over here. How you going, Chris?
Hello, Chris.
A handle of radar goes back a long ways.
His name's Anthony, Bob.
Right, yeah,
Every,
but
every time I
as
see
radar,
radar, I think
the
of MASH.
TV,
Yes,
right.
yes.
Radar O'Reilly.
To be
Yep.
honest, if you look at his photos of Anthony, he kind of looks a little bit like Radar. Not you
I
don't.
used to get,
Brian.
you know, I used to get mocked by a lot of my friends because I used to love that show.
It's a great show. What are you on about?
I know.
Good day, Chris.
Well, the thing about MASH that I and a lot of vets I know we talk about is the fact that we can sit and laugh at it because most of it is never reported and is true.
Mm.
There's always the officer that's a pain in the butt. There's the officers, as long as the work gets done and done right, that's all that matters and safely.
The one that
the
dresses up as a woman.
Yeah. Well, that takes it to extreme, but that's the funny part about within MASH, we can sit and laugh at things that we think will never happen. But yet, if you take a look at society today, it's accepted. And when MASH come out, I would never think of some guy dressing up as a woman doing anything. But now
Yeah.
I've seen it in grocery stores. I've seen it shopping. I've seen it, but if that's their bit, that's fine. Doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah. Dressing up as all men to try and get out of the army. That's a good Saturday where I am.
Yeah.
Right, fellas, I'm gonna have to take off.
Yeah,
Alright.
no worries,
Right.
Jamie. Thanks for coming in. It's been a pleasure
No
chatting
worries,
to you.
mate. Right, take it easy.
See you later. Thanks for
See you later,
coming in.
everybody. Bye bye.
So I smacked myself over the head, Robbo, all right?
Yeah.
I went to bloody
He's
Bunnings.
asking for permission to hit himself.
I went to Bunnings and I didn't buy any WD-40, so I have to go back now.
You dumb bum.
Get a water solvent magic marker and make notes on the back of your hand.
I need to write them backwards on my forehead so every time I look in the rearview mirror. It just done something really weird then. It's really smooth on the changing of the gears. From about 3 to about 10 is nice and smooth.
Yeah.
Pushing it back, and then you get to about the 3, and it's like.
Yeah, well, you'll probably find that because you're operating it on the higher speeds, that there's dust getting down on the shaft on the lower speeds.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep, you need to keep it covered up. Dust will kill you there because it sticks to the oil or grease that you might have on it. And
Yeah, I thought I'd better have a
usually
look.
it'll just sit and lock in place. One screw should hold it.
And that's why you use the pressure pack cans of WD-40, because they tend to wash the dust out of the way.
I only cleaned that out yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you've got your motor with the fan on it for cooling, which is blowing the dust straight down into it, where it gets picked up by the belt and the pulley on the motor and flicks it straight into the headstock.
That's stupid design. Does this motor doesn't suck in, does it?
Yeah.
No.
Yes,
Mine doesn't. It sucks air in, but there's also on that end another fan, the fan blade on it that tends to take the heat away.
Yeah, well, that's what it's for, but it's blowing air over the motor to keep it cool.
It's just sucking air in.
It sucks air in from the back end.
Right.
What?
It sucks it in through that grill and then blows it down over the motor.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah. That's what's called a TEFC motor, total enclosed fan cooled.
It just comes out through here.
Yeah, that's right. So you know where all the dust is going.
Yeah, it doesn't go in the motor.
No, it doesn't go in the motor. That's not what I said. I said it sucks it through there, blows it over the motor. Then it gets picked up by the pulleys and the fan.
Yeah.
The pulleys and the belt, and flicks it straight up into the headstock.
Right.
And maybe just have a like a rubber seal around here. That would stop a lot of that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but you might overheat the motor too. I wouldn't worry about it.
I'm not. If it was my lathe, I might consider doing stuff, but no.
Yeah.
If you listen carefully, you might hear Amber singing.
that good or bad?
That's bad.
Her
think-
singing or the fact that she's enjoying herself?
Just the singing. She's having fun. That's fine. I'll let her go.
That's,
You know,
well,
when you
better.
when you grab a cat by the tail and swing it around, that's got a better tone.
You have done that?
No, I've got pet cats. So I'm not into animal cruelty.
But do you sing?
Not in public. In the shower, on the toilet. No. No, not really. I can
They say
sing.
singing is good for the spirit.
Yeah.
I must admit, I sing along to my stuff, but not in public.
Yeah, that's it.
In fact, it was funny one day. As you know, I used to dance, and I was doing a waltz. I was doing a waltz down the lane to one particular tune, and what I didn't know was that there was 2 customers standing in the door watching me.
That's funny. Even the dogs next door are barking at her singing.
Well, it's normally me that starts them off. As soon as I come on, they start barking.
I don't think that's a good thing.
No, well, that's right.
Well, as a hobby, I've done a lot of theater over my life.
Oh, I've done a lot of theatre too, and the backstage crew always sings along with the choruses.
Yep. And so I know a lot of musicals out there, word by word.
See what Chris
And,
put in?
Yeah,
Oh, shit. Fucking that.
I think you might do that, Chris, just to embarrass the kids on purpose.
oh, I've done that sometimes too, just to be quite honest.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but I was at Walmart, probably 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I forget what they were playing in the music department in the back, but it was a Broadway show. And we come to find out that the salespeople, 2 of them, were in the local community theater, and they were practicing the songs from the show. So next thing I know, I'm over listening and singing with them, and along with a half a dozen other people. And before we know it, there was a crowd around. And when they finished 2 or 3 songs from the DVD that they were playing, they were still working, but playing and singing to. The manager kind of thanked us all for entertaining and being so good at it, but everybody should get back to work again.
Yeah, Chris, I quite agree. Kids embarrassed me for 20 years. Now it's my turn.
But the thing is, with some of the kids' music today, it's hard to find the words to it.
They don't have any as far as I'm concerned.
And there is no storyline to them.
Anyway, folks, it's my lunchtime. And Anthony says he dances at Walmart so it embarrasses his wife. All right, I've got to go. It's lunchtime.
From the videos I've seen of Walmart, I'd say just walking in there is an embarrassment, isn't it?
Yeah, that's about right.
Some of the videos I've seen put up with them. Jesus.
See you all later, folks.
So,
Yeah.
thanks for coming in.
Catch
Bye.
you tomorrow.
No, Jay won't be on tomorrow.
What was that?
Oh,
Well, you're going to a car boot sale, aren't you?
No, it's next weekend.
Next weekend. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. And in that case, I'll see you tomorrow, probably.
Okay.
So, yeah. Bye.
Bye.
yep. But Jay, you'll be active Sunday online in the middle of the night.
It'll be Monday for us.
Yeah, Monday. Well, it's Monday morning early.
Yeah, it'll be about 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'll tell you, we appreciate it. We enjoy having your company.
I'm glad you
And
do.
Robo's demonstrating.
Yeah. He was getting some stuff prepared for it today. Getting his blanks all sorted out and stuff. He's well prepared for it. He even went to his local wood supplier and bought some wood for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, a lot of people is going to be watching because we've got a couple of Canadian clubs that without COVID, their people come to our meetings occasionally. They'll drive over and we've got, of course, a lot from England now we've got, 5 members?
Yep.
There's 6 members, and one of them is the president of their wood turning association.
All right, Anthony, thank you very much for coming in. Sorry, Dr.
Ooh, that
Robert.
looks nice.
Thanks for coming in, Radar. Take it easy. Richard cracks. See that crack going
Oh,
down
yeah.
there? Bloody thing. Right there. It's a bit longer than I thought, that crack.
But that seems to be nature of the wood
Yeah.
characteristic.
It's got, see the crack going all the way through the bottom down there?
Yeah.
Be a bit apprehensive about that, I think. I've got, I'll just do a depth measurement. Sorry about the light. It's a bit blinding sometimes, that thing. Just over halfway.
You're probably better leaving it a little thicker in the bottom if it's cracking that bad.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking now, to be honest, is whether I even want to go down any further.
Yeah,
Just
because
finish.
the outside looks good, and if people know the wood, they'll understand why it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Or there's a way of kind of cheating. I
Yep.
do it, is paint the inside black.
Yep.
Then you can't see the depth.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So when I was at the hardware store today, they got these
Oh, okay, for yourself.
for $1.
That's not bad.
Yeah, the last time we went there, these were $15 a packet.
Yeah. Now they're over manufactured for COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
They're going to have to get rid of them at a good price.
Worked out good for me. I bought 10 boxes. They don't. They're my little girl's ears. Because they're meant to wrap around your ear.
Yeah.
My little girl's ears don't work, so I stretch the elastic right around my back of my head, and then get a pencil and twist it, and then just leave the pencil on the back.
Oh, okay.
Because they fall off my head. Because I got little girl's ears.
You mean dainty.
Yeah, that's it.
There's always a proper term.
My ears got to about the age 5 or 6 and stopped growing.
Does that mean you don't hear everything that you're not supposed to hear?
I don't know. I don't hear it. No, not sure really. It's not too bad. I don't have any hearing problems as such, but
Well, all the ear is for on the outside is like a funnel or a cone to focus air, the air that's carrying the voice waves to the ear and focus it down into the ear canal.
yep. I have got a lump right there.
Yeah, but I wouldn't try to get it out. You need a hook tool.
Yeah. No, it's like I've cleaned it out beyond it, underneath of
Yeah.
it, but it's this one spot. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't think I'm going to get in there, am I?
No, you're going to catch it if you do.
Yeah.
You don't want to tear it up. It looks so nice. And the only people that feel the inside are other turners, so they can criticize.
Yes.
And if it's a local turner, they probably know the wood and the problem with it, so they would understand.
And it's over 3/4 dry, but I was informed by Robbo today that wood here dries an inch a year. So I've got some blocks of wood here that are 12 inches thick. Does that mean I've got to wait 12 years before I can turn it? He goes,
must have an awfully damp climate.
yeah. He goes, add a year for every inch, and then a year on top of that.
I thought you had a lot of arid land in Australia, or is
Well,
that not where you're at?
No, where I am, it's a Mediterranean climate, and Robbo would have more of a wetter climate than what we would, but not by much. But yeah, like sometimes in Victoria they'll have 4 seasons in one day.
Oh,
That's not pleasant.
no.
So I guess the water content from all of that wouldn't be helping the drying process. I want to try a bit of sanding.
Some night it'd be interesting to have you pull up a graphic on your computer of Australia to show people where you actually live and some pictures of where it's at. Because from what we get, and maybe I'm just the ignorant one, I know I've only been in the big cities.
Yep.
I was there for the Olympics and worked at the Olympics with the TV crew. And when I was in the military, and there they stuck us only at basically around 2 military bases where we stayed and got drunk at. They called it R&R, rest and relaxation. Yeah. It wasn't rest, it was you passed out.
That's resting, isn't it? That's resting in Australia. Not too loud, is it?
Nope.
Okay.
I have a possible solution for you on sanding like that.
Yeah.
Have you got a piece of flat wood?
Yeah.
Just a little bigger than the opening? Put the
Yeah.
sandpaper on one side of it and use that to hold it against the top. As long as it covers the whole top or a big chunk of it. Yeah, and then wrap the sandpaper around it. It'll give it a nice flat top. And then you can touch up the inside and outside edge. But
Yep.
people want to look and see the grain on the top. And that,
Yep.
if you try to do it by hand, it's really hard to get the grain nice and flat and crystal clear to see the end grain.
All right, thanks.
That make a nice flat surface for you?
Yeah, it did. Thanks.
Yep, that's an old trick I picked up a long time ago when I started doing urns, so the top of the urn would be flat.
Yep.
Without any roll on it, because that's
Yep.
the biggest problem, is trying to get it so you don't have a rolled edge, just a nice flat surface with a crisp edge.
Yep.
But not sharp to hurt somebody, but a crisp edge.
Yeah, it's got that.
And then if you had a small dowel, like a 1-inch dowel, you could wrap the sandpaper around it and do the inside of the neck. And that
yeah.
would also help shape that to keep that round and crisp and straight.
I don't think I've got a dowel, but I'm sure I've got something that's skinny enough to go in there.
Yeah, a broom handle, a piece of a broom handle is about the right size. If you've got an old, yeah, that would work. The handle will work fine. Just be careful you don't go playing stupid and cut yourself with it.
Yeah.
But that's about the right size. Just an old broken broom handle
Yep.
is perfect.
Yep.
You know, you throw them away.
Yep. Amber,
Yes.
my microphone's turned on.
Hello, lunch is ready.
Hang on.
Yellow.
Hi. What you doing? Oh, it'd be cute with some little sticks and flowers
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff
just a
in it.
weed pot.
Yeah.
Or hollow
Yeah,
bone.
you shouldn't have to tape it on.
Oh, I
You
just
just
taped
want to make sure it's
Oh.
rolled so as you use it, it doesn't unroll.
Yep.
You have to make sure it's wrapped the opposite way of the way the lathe is turning. So as it turns in to
Yeah.
tighten the roll.
Yep.
Otherwise, it'll all spool off on you. You do it once and you'll learn.
Yes. Sorry.
You want to go straight in so the side is nice and straight at the top. And later, if you want to have it curved, you can do that. But you want the lip to be nice and straight. That impresses a turner. I have a couple of 1-inch, it's actually an old broken broom, and I've cut it up, and I've got some that are as deep as 10 inches long.
Yep.
Before I put a slot, and I'll cut a slot in the middle of it that the paper tucks into,
Yep.
and wraps around. And that's how I do make the bottom of the big tubes that I do deep hollowing on.
Okay.
I've got one that's actually 2.5 foot long.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, you got to be careful if you get it twisted.
Yeah, I'll bet.
But everybody wonders, how do you get it? Man, you're good at cutting. It's so smooth down there. Well, thank you, sir. They just don't understand there's ways to do it.
Yep.
But when I'm that far away and can't hold the paper like you're holding it, I just
Yeah.
cut a slot in it and then I roll it, tuck it through the slot and then roll it against the lathe pin. So as it fans, it's actually cinching itself on the wooden.
Yep. No, I've got one of those pieces of wood lying around somewhere that I had to sand down a piece a while ago. Don't ask me where it is, but
But I cut a slot in it and then the paper slides into it and then it rolls around.
Hey, Chris, what are you sucking up for? All right.
Connoisseur.
Thanks for coming in. I do appreciate it. I'm going to go and have my lunch because it's hot lunch today. So the longer I leave it, the colder it gets.
Well, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Yep, no worries. Thank you for coming in. All right, Chris. Anyone else that's left there that's not saying anything? See you later.
Yep.
So you're a flirt, are you, Chris? Is that what you're saying? All right. See you later.